What's happening? It's your boy R. Dot back with another one where we speak the truth, nothing but the truth, and address the elephant in the room. You feel me? But let's get into it, baby. All right, man. Yo, today, you know what I want to talk about because something came across my mind, man. Like I noticed that people tend to think that when you are confident in yourself, sure of yourself, know exactly what you want, know what you gonna take, what you ain't gonna take, they tend to consider you to have a God complex. But it's not having a God complex. It's basically having godly energy, knowing what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? When you know what you're capable of, you're gonna walk you're gonna walk in a certain type of energy, like your Shedeur Sanders, like your Deion Sanders, like, you know, people like that. And people tend to try to label you, humble you, humiliate you, embarrass you because you're so sure of yourself. When you actually think about it, the person on the other side of the end of the spectrum is the person that has the God complex. That's the person that has the God complex, because why are you going so far and so deep into a situation to when you feel that you have to sabotage, take this person down, humble them, make them go out of your way? I'm talking about be creative to make a person feel that they're not who they say they are. That never made sense to me. Like, for one, you too invested. Two, all that creative energy, you got to be a creative person. You have to be a very highly creative person to come up with the type of tricks, schemes, scandals, and everything to try to sabotage somebody's ego, or for them to feel not like themselves, or to show a person that they're not who they say they are. You feel me? Like, do you understand how much energy and creativity that takes to basically do that? And a person like me, I don't really have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, somebody, and I'm not for sure, because I'm not a psychiatrist and I don't have a PhD or a doctorate degree in psychology. But somebody who's borderline close to it, that has like a God complex, is someone like Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Because of his outlandish outbursts and the lengths that he go to do the things that he do to push the narrative that he's trying to push. Now, at the end of the day, Kanye West, he has some great points. He does have some good points, and he does do some, and he do some great things as well. You know what I'm saying? But some of the things that he do, it makes you scratch your head, and it questions where he's going with the narrative that he's trying to push. You know? So that's why I'm not going to say that he has a God complex. But if I had to say someone to compare them to that has a God complex, it'd be somebody like Kanye West. Somebody that's sure of themselves and they're proven. You know, they're not trying to belittle nobody. They're not trying to play nobody. They're not trying to get over on nobody. They're just sure of themselves and their abilities and what they're capable of. They know exactly what they're capable of. They know exactly what they're not capable of. That is a person who's operating in godly energy. You know, for real. A person like that, like a person that's so confident that they know that people are going, their doubters and their enemies going to come for them, but they still stand strong and humble and embody the energy that God gave them. We are creators. We are capable of creating, because anything that your mind can conceive, you can create it. You can achieve that if you put the hard work, you put the necessary hours in to creating that thing. That is why we are creators. It's not saying that we are creators that we can, you know, just basically, you know, create a damn universe type stuff, man. But it's like, we have the ability to create whatever our imagination can conjure up. You know what I'm saying? A dog cannot create, on the level that a human being can create. And I know I'm kind of maybe sound like I'm rambling or babbling, but my point is that it's the difference between being in godly energy and having a God complex. And a lot of the times people label you having a God complex when you're confident in yourself, not overconfident, not trying to play with anybody's emotions or anything like that, or trying to make yourself seem bigger than you are, and none of that type stuff. I'm talking about when you're sure of yourself and you're confident in yourself, you're confident in your abilities, you know what you can do, you know what you're capable of. How people try to say that you have a God complex, basically saying that you think that you all that, basically saying that who you think you are, they tend to come for you, they tend to try to humble you, they tend to try to humiliate you, those type of things. And 9 times out of 10, if you are a person that goes through that, they're probably saying that you have a God complex, and it's probably far from the truth. 9 times out of 10, family, if you're on my channel, I know you don't have a God complex. I know you don't have a God complex. I know that you're probably going through a whole lot of things with situations with people who just try to sabotage you, try to destroy you, try to make you look bad, try to, all those type of things to make themselves, seem like they're superior. So if you're doing your thing, you're not hurting nobody, you're going about your business, but you're confident, but somebody trying to destroy your character, somebody is trying to basically come up against you, somebody is trying to defeat you, they're probably saying that you have a God complex, but all the evidence point towards them as having a God complex. You feel me? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Anybody that try to destroy somebody that's confident, sure of themselves, is a person that actually has a God complex, because they're trying to destroy that godly energy that you embody. You embody godly energy, so they have a God complex to try to destroy that. You see what I mean? Sabotage that. And that's the big difference between, and even if you think that you have a God complex, this is the God that you can go by to know whether you have a God complex or you just embody godly energy. You feel me? But man, you know how I do, man. I keep you here all day on this beautiful Tuesday. You feel me? But if there's something that I've said that's confirmation of something you said, or maybe you just know somebody that need to hear it, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Don't be stingy with the content, you dig? But it's your boy R. Dot back with another one. You dig? Over and out, baby.